Okay, we're back here, and between the last video and this one, I have learned an important thing. I am too out of shape to go jogging. So I decided to really quickly, with my break I used to upload videos and stuff, to go do a quick run and attempt to be healthier. Didn't go well, just got my heart rate up, and that's about it. I'll probably try it again, though, because I'm not very bright in that regard. So last video, we worked on pretty much the FO station. That's literally the only thing we hit up. We FO station, a few minor tweaks, fixes, bug fixes, stuff like that. We got it running with rotation, and we also implemented a system to kind of fix this. So yeah, we're good there. Okay. So what we want to do now is work on ammo. So we want to get the ammo for the Sentry gun working. This is surprisingly real easy to do. We just go up to the armory mod, go to its content, ammo. We're going to make a new package called clips. And go to the 9mm. I believe the 9mm already has clips in here, does it? No? I guess we have the 9mm clip here. Pop that up here, I guess. I think it's the only one that has a clip. Actually, it's apparently two clips, a 30 round and a 15 round. So we're going to copy that, and we're going to go 20 by 100mm clip. Pretty straightforward how we're going to do this. We just need to get the ID. We do not actually need to know what ammo we're going to stick in these. Clips are pretty much designed to be universal. You can stick whatever ammo goes in them as long as they're the correct type. So, and under ammo type, we set this. And we want to decide what it was. So we want to do a 20 round cartridge, and then we want to do a 240 round box. So we're going to call this 20mm box, and this will be 20mm round 20 dot clip, I guess, or mag. And then ID, what we'll do is clip dot 20 dot mag. That'll work. We'll just copy this down here then, and we'll call this a 240 rounder. Yeah, we're good there. That's basically what we need. We will need textures for these, and yeah, textures. So we'll need to make a render for this. We're going to borrow the render code from here. That way I don't have to recode everything. So all we got to do is just make sure we reflect our proper IDs. So there's the ID for the first one. Or actually, no, we got the wrong ID. Here's our ID. So 20mm mag, inventory. We want our texture ID, so we're going to want to go grab wherever the handgun texture is. You know what? I'm probably going to. I think we're doing all the textures in here. That way we can recycle them. So we're going to go armory dot clip dot box. So it could be a box shaped clip. I don't know if we actually have any renders for this, so I might have to go make one real quick. Source, main, resources, assets, armory, textures, items. We do have an ammo case. This is what we're going to use for the larger one. So we'll go ahead and set up a texture ID for it. So we just need to go here, next line, this will be texture 1. The first entry is texture 0. This will be armory dot box dot mag. Oh wait, we're gonna call it ammo case, I guess. And we'll just rename it real quick. And we'll go ahead and while we're doing this, we're just gonna go ahead and add entries for all of the textures we have available. So this will be number 2. We'll do the arrow real quick. So this will be arrow. I think Armory's arrow is just slightly different. I don't know who made it. I don't remember. It's not exactly important. We're not going to do some of the other ones. Some of these other ones are just kind of junk, really. We'll do the casing, though. Because I actually need to start implementing casings pretty soon. We'll do that. I don't know which video, but it needs to get handled. This will be a universal casing is what we'll use this for. Each round type would theoretically have its own casing, but we'll get to that eventually. Yeah, that'll work. So we want the ammo casing. Yeah, we're going to have to make a... I should have closed that package. I have to make a texture real quick. So source main, resources, assets, armory, textures, items. I'm going to duplicate this real quick. And we'll call this clip.box. And we'll edit it with just pretty much Microsoft Paint. For those of you who like laugh at me using Microsoft Paint, I remind you there are people who make masterful paintings in this. I've seen videos of them. They're absolutely amazing. That being said, my quality of texturing is crap. This is why I usually let other people pretty much do the work. I try to avoid texturing as much as possible. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah, that might do the trick. I feel like I'm finger painting when I do this stuff. The quality's not much different. And we want to put one right down the middle. We're looking for basically like a large box mag. Kind of something you'd expect for like a 50 cal sniper rifle. Just basically it's a box that has rounds in it and a spring at the bottom. Shit, my eyes suck enough that I can't really see this properly. May look pretty big on your guys' screen, but on mine it's not very big. You know what, we're gonna flush the bottom out real quick. Okay, and then get rid of the corner here, then provide a bottom. Not too bad. Yeah, I don't care. So then we'll have a version which then you can clearly see that there is something inside of it. Yeah, we gotta... Yeah, it needs to have that. That'll work, and then I need whatever color we're using here, and I need a slightly darker hue of it to give that little bit of a rivet at the back here. Let's get even a slightly even more darker version of it. There we go. You know what, as a total, that color just looks better for a casing. Yeah, that looks so much nicer. So that means I need to make a darker color here, and I need to do the heading for it, and then the backing here. Because if you've ever seen a shell casing, the back is slightly darker, and so is the head. Let's actually put that maybe there. And then let's do... Yeah, that looks good. Cool. That actually turned out pretty good when you consider the fact that I'm usually not very good at text. Oh, where did it save that file at? File, save as. What? It's in there. No, it's not. Saved it in the Sentry file. Why did it save it in the Sentry? Ah, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, open with GIMP. We got to take out the white space on here. It's going to render with the white space. And the sucky thing is, I got to make clips and mags for pretty much every gun. So the plan is to get almost over a few hundred guns in the armory mod. Yeah, that's probably why my texture artist just noped out on me. He's like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I don't blame him either. I don't want to do it either. So I'm tempted to pay somebody, but you gotta think 100 guns plus equipment for him. Even if I was paying somebody like $10 a weapon package, that included all the clips, ammo, everything for it, that's $1,000 pretty much, right there. Okay, these are both saved. I can now discard. Cool. We're gonna still have to make a few different things here. Good thing is, I can sort of just recycle these textures. So I can reuse them on multiple different ammunition until I get customized textures for everything. As well, for those going like, oh, but you're going to reuse a whole bunch of everything. They are customizable. You can literally go into the JSON files and change textures to your heart content. Access everybody's textures too. Like any texture that's registered in Minecraft is accessible except for Reika's. You can't access Reika's because Reika's got his own custom system. I've never figured out why, but he's got it. Source, main, resources, assets, armory, textures, items. Okay, so this would be clip.filled, clip.boxfilled. I'm actually tempted to make a system here where it's a little easier, because this right here is literally not only that, it's the location. So I might make a system where if you pass in a key and it can't find it, it's going to try to access the item texture registry or the block texture registry to try to get you a resource location. Because this system is cool and everything, but it's only cool if the keys don't match everything else. So clipbox filled. So we already got clipbox, so that's good. And then there's two different IDs for this, so there's going to be an empty state. I believe it's literally just empty. So clipbox, this will be not filled. This will be empty. Cool. Now we just need to replicate this entire thing for the box altogether. So these are box clips, and what we're going to be doing next is pretty much a actual box, which is let me get you guys an actual picture. So box of ammo. This is what we're looking for right here. Actually, I'm going to save a picture of that. That's actually really. Oh, you're not going to let me. There we go. Save image. It's actually a pretty good looking picture. So this is what we're going to be making. I don't know if I'll do a texture for this one. I think I'll just wait till later to do it. And we got this as well. This is kind of more conventional what you're looking for. Browning ammo box. Yeah. So right here is what you'll see on a 50 cal Browning 50 cal machine gun. Yeah, right there you'll see the whole setup right there. So I'm going to save that image too because that's a really good one to save for later. So what we're creating is this type of mag feed system which would feed into a machine gun. This looks like a Browning 308 is what that looks like. And that's exactly what we're going to make. We already kind of have a texture for that. That's what this is. I don't know who made this. There's a list of texture artists that have worked for us in the past. You know what we'll do? We'll just open this up real quick. So we'll go edit, and we'll hit file save as. I don't know why I spammed the thing. So we'll go this.empty, and we'll quickly just edit this to have an empty picture. Looks horrible, but it'll do. What do we do with down here? Oh shit, I clipped one of the corners of the box. Get rid of these things. Pixelated it. I have a feeling like somebody literally just took a picture from another game and then scaled this down because that's what that looks like. Like this came out of something else. I'm going to find down the road that actually is the case. Hopefully whoever figured this out before me doesn't sue me because the reality of it is I don't know if it's mine or not. I'm pretty sure it is though. Looks good enough. That did not save. Save as. For some reason, it's wanted to save into the Sentry path. That's not what I want. I don't want that folder. I want this one. Yeah. Toss this down here. I'm gonna delete that out of that package. Because we're gonna recycle the ammo bullets into the main Sentry package down here. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna actually remove this here real quick. No, I'm gonna rename this one. Dot filled. So we're gonna start calling stuff filled if it has ammo in it. And the reason we're gonna do that is there's gonna be a variety of things. So you want your empty to be your default state. Because say for example we look at this one real quick, if I wanted to make some fire tip bullets, what I may do is I may change the texture up here to make those red. So you can easily see what that bullet is that's in there. So the clip will be mostly the color it's meant to be. I feel like people are going to also do really cool things with this is because you can customly fill your ammo. The thought process went to my head is if somebody was selling you ammo inside game, they can make the top 3 rounds fire ammo and the rest really junk ammo like stone bullets, and they could cheat you. I want to see somebody do that in game because even though it sounds bad, it's a really cool concept when you get to see people take really inventive approaches to dealing with each other. And yeah. So we need to add these two to the texture list. So we just copy both these, put these down here. And this will literally just be called ammo case. We already have an ammo case up here. We're going to remove these, and I'm just going to rename all these. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Missing a comma right there. So yeah, it will be ammo case filled. And then we'll go grab the names. There we go. And then when we go to do our thing here, pretty quick what we do is ammo case filled. And then ammo case. And that'll get us our box mag and won't show up. We need to do the translations for these though. Do I even have translation examples in here? Yeah, nothing's translated. So it'd be probably ammo, armory. I probably didn't have armory in front of it. It'd be just ammo dot 20 times 100 dot name equals 20 times 100 millimeter. We'll do the translations in a second. I'm just going to launch at this point. I want to see if the ammo shows up. Man, I think it's 18 minutes to do this. There's been a lot of talking, I guess, in between here. If I was doing this without the talking, I want to say it probably only took me maybe 10. I'm in no rush either, so for people like, oh, it's taking 10 minutes to do this, it's like, there's no rush to getting this done. I mean, I got a deadline at the end of the month, but it's not like life or death deadline. It's not like I have to have it due by a certain day. If I miss the deadline, I keep working until I get it done. As most people voted when I did that poll. It was like, what, 60 people did that poll? Most people basically went, we don't care when you get it done. It doesn't matter. And it pretty much is the case. A lot of people who play my mods still play on 1.7. There's a lot of people that do play the newer versions of Minecraft, but it's not an excessive amount because a lot of mods have been stagnating on the updates as well. I'm not the only one. I think here thermal expansion was only updated here a couple weeks ago. And then there's other mods that have been falling behind too. That's how we know we're getting a bit too many update cycles. Although I'm being told here eventually Mojang's going to stop doing updates or stop doing back-end heavy change updates. It'll just be content edition after content edition. Because they're getting their game where they want it. I think. Don't quote me on that because I have very little clue what's going on in their heads. I get to go off of what everybody else is saying at this point, which is speculation and bullshit most likely. Oh well, doesn't really matter too much. The picture. Oh wait. By the way, the picture it picked for that video I just uploaded here, picked that picture of the 20 million. That's probably the only unique frame in that entire thing. So I'm gonna go quickly edit that and get a picture that's less clickbaity. that'll work. I need to start getting custom little icons for each of my videos. It'll probably just be whatever mod I'm working on, or start taking pictures of things. Like here, I could take a picture of these and upload that later. Okay, so there we go. We got, oh, we didn't take the white space off of these. Did we? No, why did it upload? You're empty. You're not empty. What gives, Jeeves? It also didn't find the 20 meg, so we messed up the IDs on this. How did we mess up the IDs? This should be the content ID right there. I got the content ID on the 240, but it messed up the content ID on those? Wow. That's correct. Maybe you couldn't find this. Yeah, I probably spelled it wrong. Okay, so we'll do the translations in a second. First, I gotta fix what's up with these guys. So, I need to do this. These look exactly what they're supposed to look like. It's doing filled on both the... What? Why are you not working? Ammo case filled, ammo case gonna filled. Armory item. Oh well, I guess we gotta fix the white space really quick. I didn't even know this had white space on it. It means it's been that way probably since it was given to me. Oh no, wait, I opened it up, I accidentally hit double click on save. That's the reason it's got white space. Derp. Delete. File override. And then open with GIMP. Delete. File override. Close both of those. That'll fix the white space on those. Probably white space issues on a lot of these. And what do we got here? Screenshot added. Okay. Okay, so the localizations for these is clip, mod name, and then name. So I'm not going to close that again, because I know every time I close that file, I got to go open it again. So start from the beginning here. Oh, shoot, we're gonna do it this way. It's so much easier when you can just do this. Okay, so our ammo is ammo type dot armory 20 times 100 millimeter dot name equals 20 times 100 millimeter ammo, I guess. And then our clip dot armory 20 times 100 millimeter dot box dot name equals 100 millimeter box clip. And then ammo.armory.20 times 100 millimeter basic dot name equals basic 20. Just go through all these and fix all these while we're at it. So we got another ammo type to put in here. So ammo type dot armory. I do plan, by the way, to come through here and add every ammo type imaginable. A lot of these are going to be really simple though, so if we got two bullet types that are basically exactly the same, I think I've noted this before, I'm not going to add custom types for everything. Nine millimeter ammo, handgun ammo. We got some Sentry gun ammo, which I'm not going to name in this mod. Then we got bullets. We got a name. I got to remove the laser bullets. So if it's like a, actually I'll probably make a variable where you can hide stuff in the creative tab. So we got our 9mm ammo, and we just got to name our clips, I guess. That'd be, yeah, we'll go down here. So it'd be clip. So it'd be clip.armory.9mm.clip.15.name. It'd be 15 round 9mm clip. And then it's like 30, which is the and that'll cover pretty much everything. Now we just got to do the actual bullets themselves. Which will be ammo.armory.9mm basic.name equal basic 9mm round, and then it's basically just advanced and elite. And there'll be color changes between this ammo too, so I gotta actually do it here. And the reason why we're doing advanced and elite for 9mm is it just be There'll be a request-based system here. Why did I double type that? Make sure those are spelled right. So it's advanced, elite. Cool. That covers all those. Now we just got to do our larger clip here. So this will be clip.armory 20 times 100mm .box.name. Did we already? No, I messed up here. This is where this is not where this goes. This goes up here, and we messed up here. Yeah, clip.armory 20 times 100mm .20.mag.name. So this is the box clip, and this is the ammo box. So there's a difference here. So we got a box clip, which is basically just a box. So it'd be 20 box clip. This would be 240 ammo box. So say if you had 120 ammo boxes, you just put the numbers in here just to save some time. And that should cover pretty much everything. Like when you get down to it, you just gotta start typing in ammos here, which we already did. And we're not gonna label all the ammos because some of these ammos just don't need named until we get textures. I'll come back through, like when I get textures from these, I'll name them, and then the Sentry ammos are gonna disappear. They're not gonna be in there. Same with the laser. I'm gonna hide that so it's gonna show up. Yeah, we're good there. A lot of the stuff needs to be localized. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Some of the stuff's like the HE shell, like all the really funky ammo in here is going to disappear. I'll probably just keep the 9mm, and there just won't be crafting recipes for it. There'll be things that other mods can recycle, and if they want to have crafting recipes for them, they can add them. And then I'll have a real 9mm ammo that mimics real things. So we'll have lead, steel tipped, composite, shrapnel, hollow point. So that gets all of our names. Now we just got to figure out why our box ammo isn't working. It's got to be something wrong with the content ID. Like the unique ID is probably something weird, and we can check this in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and close that, and I'm gonna open up one of the other pieces of content here. So we've got a handgun. Handgun's got a render on it, and it's fine. There's just 9mm test. Okay. Let me check the thing here. ID, yeah, it's pretty consistent. I don't, maybe HE shell? HE shell has a texture. Yeah, it's literally just armory. Okay, that's the texture. What is the ID though? Armory ammo 12 HE is its content ID, and then where's my shotgun ammo? So that'd be probably up here. Yeah, 12 gauge. Yeah, that's ID. Armory 12 gauge HE. I mean, it's got to be working because it's working perfectly fine on our other IDs. Oh, you know it's not. It's we. Now we just got to figure out why the empty versus filled is not working. So, do the clips have an empty versus filled state? I don't think we ever checked that. That actually is probably the problem. There's just no handling for the texture states. There's some on the guns, but I didn't consider that I never got around to doing the ammos. So item clip, and we're gonna need to fix that. So it's gonna be annoying. So there should be a get texture method done here somewhere. Do clip, get clip data, consume, get sub item, register icons, get fallback icon. There's no texture state in here, so there's no handling for it. So we need to go all the way to item base, because that's where all the JSON stuff's put in here. And we need to find the render key, I guess? So is what we want? Let's go find the item gun. The item gun's got this stuff in it. It's down here at the bottom somewhere. Get render keys. So yeah, we get basically this. So we just want the gun empty. So we want an empty render state. So in the render keys, so we don't need that. We just need to copy this method. We don't need the complicated. The complicated method is if you're storing data on the entity or you're trying to do something. I might put stuff down there and like troll a couple users. Be like, Flans, I has better bullets than you. I actually won't do that. That's a dick move. The only people I've done that to is Yogscast because, oh man, the video they did with ICBM like so many years back, still can't compare. So we get the render key and what is the default render? Open gunning up, and we got to go all the way to the bottom again. Okay, returns null. Yeah, it only returns a unique key if they have a unique key to return. So you want to go, okay, if or ammo count. Okay, ammo count stack is less than or equal to 0. Then we want to return empty, I guess. How to open up the gun again, I guess. Why is it? Sometimes it saves the bottom, sometimes it doesn't. So gun.empty. So we want to go clip.empty. Nah, we just want to return empty. So yeah, that'll work. Because it'll add the dot for us. So that should handle itself. I think the render system's already set up to do the alternative keys, so we don't have to worry about that either. Ah, my hand smells like gunpowder. I picked up the 20mm round, and no matter how many times I've cleaned that, the thing still's got a weird residue of brass and a weird residue of gunpowder on it. Probably gonna like pick this up one time before I go to an airport and set up an airport security system and be like strip searched, and wouldn't be the first time. I hate airports. Not as much as other people, though. I mean, I'll still fly around if I want to, but I don't like flying to start with, and I definitely don't like airport security. It takes too long, it's tedious. You gotta take everything out of your pockets, gotta take your belt off, gotta take your shoes off. My shoes never go on right. Not to mention my shoes are made out of metal, so you always get weird things. It's like, why are you wearing full steel-toed boots with metal shank and heel and everything? It's like, I used to work in a warehouse. That is the kind of boot you wear. Well, it's the only pair of shoes I own. They're nice shoes, though. They're like $150 shoes. So calling them like the only shoes I own is talking down to them, but they are really nice quality shoes. They're a little heavy, though. I mean, that's the part of having work-style boots is they weigh more than normal shoes, especially with how much metal is in them. And how much extra metal I've added to them. I've added actually side guards and stuff to them when I had them because my foot got run over. I don't know how many times working in that warehouse. There was so much incompetence in there. An OSHA inspector would go through there and just shut the place down in like 5 minutes if they saw the place. I don't know if they ever got OSHA inspected though because they were a charity, and I don't think charities had to qualify by the same rules that everybody else does, which doesn't make sense. But that place was horrible. It had air quality problems. It had a little bit of everything. Anyways, so There we go. We got our clips. We got our boxes. They look nice. So I'm going to take a screenshot of that. And what we want to do is we're going to pick up a couple boxes of this, walk over to our AMS start, put the boxes in. We now have ammo. It is now searching to murder things. And if we... options, easy mode. Actually, I think I needed to. Yeah, it worked. What mod is this? Oh, it's Project E. You see it tilting wrong, right? I must have got the pitch and the yaw mixed up. That is cool, actually. I actually didn't get the pitch and the yaw messed up. It needs to be rotated negative 90 degrees. The whole turret does. So our ammo's good. We're done with that. At this point, we just need to fix localizations, and then we need to fix any other issues we find. Then we get to implement our friend or foe system on our turret, because that turret's not meant to shoot entities, it's meant to shoot missiles only, so we'll have to add a system of mandatory targeting. And yeah, we'll go from there. We'll probably add an upgrade too, so you can override the mandatory targeting on it though, because I don't feel like it's appropriate. Actually, we're going to go ahead and we'll open up the Sentry, because that's what we're going to work on next, but that's not what I need to fix. I'm in the complete wrong package. Render. Okay. Other than that, it's working perfectly fine. It's actually killing things though. Pretty sure it killed that slime. I wasn't paying attention. Put this right in front of it real quick. Pitch is working fine. Yeah, it murdered the slime. Okay. So we just need to reload real quick to make sure it's got the right render offset. And then we'll call that done, and then we just gonna work on the friend or foe system. The friend or foe system is going to be a targeting. So we'll have public entity selector. I have a prefab of this. Prevent values from being changed. Get entities within. Return entity doesn't equal. No, you're not helpful. Why not have a prefab of this? Whatever, we'll just do it this way. No, we need a proper entity selector. So there's an entity selector system. Entity living selector. There's an entity item selector, but we want an entity living selector. This gets us all of our basic types. Missiles or projectiles, players, minecarts, mobs. This is a good start, and anything we're missing we can add to this. So this will be entity living selector. Target selectors we're going to call this. We're just going to do this with it real quick, so we're not going to do anything special with it. And then what we'll do is target selector equals entity selectors dot mob selector by default. Oh, actually we have to get the selector. And then down here, there's a get entity selector system, so we're going to just do entity selector. Or it's target selector. Oh wow, it apparently didn't reload anything because we didn't finish reloading that class. Cool. Let me go see if that actually worked. Yeah, we rotated the wrong direction. Need to be rotating 90 degrees because now it's shooting flames out of its ass. So Sentry No, it's render 90 degrees. Okay, we can close those. We're done with that basically. Next thing we need to do is mess with the Unity selector, and we need to come up with some kind of system to determine what we're going to select. So we basically got a whole bunch of booleans here, by the way. So we just need to add some kind of way to handle this, I guess. This is going to have to be in the Sentry data. And how to do this? I might make a custom version of this because this is just not what I need. Okay, so we got allowed target type. So by default, all Sentry guns made can only target mobs. Is how we're going to handle it. And what we'll do is we'll refactor and we'll make some getter and setters for this. So I didn't want to rename it. I want to do refactor encapsulate fields. We should get 2 new field types at the bottom, and we're going to make JSON processors for these. We'll have to make a type for this. What is this? This is default target types and allowed target types. So this will let us customize what our sentries can shoot at, what the user can toggle, what settings they're allowed to actually mess with them, and there'll be upgrades that'll mess with this. When we get to the upgrade system in then some distance future, probably like 2 or 3 months down the road, we'll hit that up. Hopefully it's not 2 or 3 months down the road, but man, it takes forever to do this stuff. Trying to think of the best way to handle this though. Actually, the best way to handle this without this video becoming like hours long. So I'm going to have to mess with the JSON processor for the Sentry gun, which is in the Armory mod. No, actually, I don't need to mess with that, but we are going to go grab its JSON processor because it's the fastest way to get to what I need to mess with, which is this thing. Yeah. We need to make a conversion type, which actually is not even in here. Actually, let's take a look at this. I need to make notes on this class, how it works later. So we want to know, so if we are a JSON element, come down here. Okay, else if injection fills contains key fill dot whatever type contains conversion handler. Okay, so we want this class. We want to make a new type here basically. And we're going to make something called array.string. And we'll pretty much make an array handler. Actually, you know what? Do we have a handle in here for arrays already? I feel like we do. I just overlooked it. So JSON primitive. No, we don't have a handler for it. That means we'll just make a converter for it because the converter will be the quickest way to do this. And we'll just make a converter for all the types we need. So we're going to do in arrays because we need to do an in array anyways for the slot IDs. And we'll do one for inventory, ammo, box. There'll be arrays upon arrays. Things for everything. So this will be done in the core. MC lib. I actually need to break the JSON handler out into its own mod. I've been considering this. If I can break it into its own mod, the chance of people using it more will increase, and I want to get as many people possible to use the system because then it encourages it to last longer. Okay, so we need to make a new converter. We're gonna copy the MBT one and we're gonna do this. So JSON string array. This needs to be renamed, refactor, rename JSON converter string array. Okay, so get rid of you. Actually, we're gonna get rid of this whole thing. Goodbye. Goodbye, Dave. I've never actually watched that movie though, unfortunately. So can I even do this? Is that a thing? Can your type be a string array? It can. That is weird though. What do you think about it? Okay, so we want to go if element is an instance of JSON array. Okay, so we need some way to determine if we're a string. Should be an is string number. Oh, there's an is string. There it is. Found it. Right on there. So where's our converter? Right here. And we want to go and e.get as JSON primitive is string. Anything else, we crash. There we go, and that'll basically tell you that you've done goofed. We'll just add trim there just as an extra fun bit. So what that'll do is if you accidentally put a space in the front or behind, it'll trim it out for you. Yeah, and this will convert, and then this will be array.string. So we did right. So yeah, array.string. So this will be handled. Then we'll have to implement it here in the targeting system. We don't need this. This is good. This is the part we need. This would be new JSON convert string array. You know what, we actually just gonna do this real quick. Public static void add conversion, add converter. It'd be JSON converter, and we'll go conversion handlers dot put converter dot key converter. And then I can just replace this up here. A little cleaner implementation. And then we go, okay, if conversion handlers dot contains converter dot key engine dot logger dot error overriding that'll work. So that will give us even an error thing if somebody overrides the converter, and this will let other people start to register converters. And yeah, we're good there. And yeah. So we still need to implement default aim, which is basically a rotation check. Now we got to implement the targeting system, and we're just going to have to make one real quick because it'll be faster that way. So it'll be some kind of callback to the string array. So what we're going to do is in the armory content, Sentry, AI, there's our sorter. And yeah, we just want to do some basics in here. So we'll go ahead and go in here, and we want to run this basic part right here. This basically tells us that if the entity, we don't want to shoot entities that are dead, and we don't want to shoot entities that are invulnerable. We want to ignore both. And then the rest of this is pretty much, we'll implement as we go. So we don't care about this anymore. So we're going to grab our entity target selector, put this here, and then we need a new entity target selector. This, yeah, we'll just do this because that'll work. And we'll go create constructor. So we'll go public final Sentry this dot Sentry equals Sentry, and we just kind of have to grab the targetable list. Trying to think of the best way to handle this. The thing is, we're just going to have to store the targetable list per Sentry gun. So we're going to go public string. Oh no, this would be. No, this probably will be string. There's no easy way to handle this. I mean, I have some kind of ideal. Okay, so we're going to need an enum. Target mode. The enum is going to be all friendlies enemy. Actually, this one will be enemy, this will be hostile. There's a differentiation point between both of those. Where it's not going to be enemy check, it's just going to be friendly, hostile. This will be friend, hostile, neutral. Okay, so how's it work? All will shoot everything. Friend will shoot friendlies when you're never going to turn that mode on, pretty much. I don't even know if I want to even add a friendly mode. We're just going to remove that. That's not, it's just, you can edit your permission system to mark somebody's not friendly. So shoot everything, except for the owner. Shoot not friendlies, so anything that isn't considered a friendly. Shoot hostile only, shoot neutral only. So this will define each mode. Attack, hostile, and neutrals. Attack, hostiles. Attack neutrals. Okay, so the thing with neutrals is that basically is going to be monsters only, is what this technically is. Technically, a hostile will count as a neutral if the hostile is not in your system. So basically, neutral is anything not marked in your system. So it's not marked as friend or foe. Not in your system, we're not going to shoot it. And yeah, we'll rename this neutrals. Everything but owner. So we got that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a target mode array. Target modes. This will be initialized by our target data. So we're going to load this from save. And if it's empty, which means you have no settings, then you don't have anything. So we're going to do load. We're going to go if mbt.hasKey target mode. Then we need mbt tag list. List equals mbt get tag list target modes. 10 is the mbt tag, by the way. So you want to load mbt compounds. Then we go for int I equals 0. I is less than list dot okay, so mbt tag compound tag equals list dot get compound tag at I. Then it'd be string key equals tag dot get key. We're not gonna do an array here. Array would be faster, but we're gonna do a hash map. Hash maps are even faster, technically. And what I mean by technically is that they work, is the key point. And we don't have to worry about null point exceptions. We don't have to worry about bullshit, which is basically what I'm more worried about is something stupid happening and then breaking our system. Okay, and then we want to go byte value equals tag dot get byte value. You know what? I got a better idea. So mbt tag compound list equals mbt dot get compound tag target modes. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go through a list. We're gonna go for string key Sentry data dot get allowed target types. So we're going to go through our entire list of allowed target types, and if it's in the save, we load it. If it's not in the save, we don't load it. If we have something in the save that is not part of the allowed targets, we forget it was even there. So we're going to go target modes dot put key. Actually, no, we want to get the value. So we're going to get the value, and this would be key, and this would be list. We want to go enum. We actually just want to go target mode equals this way. So if value is greater than equal to 0 and value is less than target mode dot values dot length. And you just take this real quick. That'll work. Because then all we gotta do is save it now. So we're gonna go if target modes dot is not empty. And we want to basically reverse through this. So we need to grab the allowed targets again. Actually, we don't need allowed targets. We can go through the entry list. And we just want to make sure that's not the default value. So default value would be, well, actually, we'll just save it. Doesn't matter. It's not too much data. So we don't want to get it. We want to basically get a new MBT tag compound. And then we would go MBT.set tag. And then we make sure we got the same tag type list. And then we want to go for map.entry string target mode. Then we want to go list.set byte. And then it'll be entry.getKey, and it'll be entry.getValue.ordinal. And then we'll have to cast this to byte because Java does auto promotion but does not do auto demotion, unfortunately. So that'll save our system, and now we just got to set up our target selector to understand how to use the system, which is complicated. We'll start small. If entity is instance of IMob. Then you'll return if Sentry dot target modes contains mobs and shoot. Needs to be a better way to do this. String keys equals new array list. What I'm trying to think of doing is you can have an entity that counts as multiple key types. So you want to keep track of multiple key types. And what we're going to do is go for string key keys. And we want to go, okay, if sentry.targetModes.contains key, then we want to grab this real quick. Because there's going to be special handling for each of these. So we got to get target mode equals so I'm going to go if mode equals target mode.all, you return true. We got to handle the other things. So there's a permission system. So there'd be a permission system that'll go, okay, this entity is not on the list of murder. There will be a per class system. So even though we got a global targeting set, there's going to be a sub-targeting set that's going to be implemented. So you can shoot at monsters, but you may decide you don't want to shoot at creepers, and there will be a sub-target list for that. So we got to handle that. This is actually the multiple key system will come into play here. So we'll go keys.add mobs. And then what we want to do is entity living base. This will be living. Entity player player, entity living, must be living. The thing is, you got entity living base, and you got entity living. Everything that is not a player extends entity living if it's alive. I guess we need to do INPC. So NPC would be that one category. Then keys.add entity.get class. Get simple name, I guess. I think it gives me just a class name. No, we want to get name.replace class with that, and then we need to trim it. That'll give me the exact class. If you want to exactly target something, that's how we'll handle that. Then we want to keys.add entity, entity list, get entity class from ID, get string from ID, get entity string maybe? What is this? Class to string map. That's what I'm looking for, because we go to add mapping. Okay. So we want to get the entity string and we want to pass an entity. So this will get us the ID, which will be item and stuff. Which would cover items, by the way, so we don't have to worry about that. And we're not putting else's between these because a player is a living, a monster is a living, NPCs are living, so you have multiple different target types. Cart would be covered by this. Trying to think what else we need. Else if mode equals target hostile, return entity instance of IFOF. Okay, so that sets up our friend or foe system, and okay. Oh. We don't really have a thing for neutral, so there's no way to do neutral. Or not friend. That'll actually count as hostile too. The last option is neutral, and we don't exactly have. So we're just going to return true down here. So if you target all, actually what we want to do is entity instance of entity player. Actually, we want to do not entity player. Or entity.get game profile. There's a piece missing here. So we need to do this. So we need to return true. We need to go okay if entity is instance of entity player, and entity.get game profile does not equal null. Then what we want to do is we also want to go if we got to get the owner, and that has to be gotten somehow. Sentry host. So we need to implement a get owner thing on here. So this will be. No, I don't think we ever converted the Sentry to the node system. At least I don't think it is. Nope, it's still the old system. We got to convert that. It's going to suck so much. So string owner username, and then it'll be UUID owner ID. So we have to implement these on the host. So yeah, implement methods, and this will pretty much be super.get owner name, and then super.get owner ID. And well, we're going to rename these. Rename base method. Get owner name, I believe that is. Yes. Can now ignore you. If we do the same thing here, rename base method, get owner ID. Those are now the same. So that means we don't have to type that in, and that's going to be identical on the tile node system whenever we implement it. The only thing we got to do is on the entity here, it needs to be implemented. Control C. And by the way, this is like a wrapper object, so it doesn't keep track of its owner. So this will basically be host is equal null, host.get owner null. So the wrapper object doesn't keep track of any of this information on its own. So what we need to do is I'm going to go okay, and Sentry.get host get owner ID doesn't equal null. So what we wanted to, or turn false. So if the player's UUID equals the owner's ID, they don't get shot. So they're automatically excluded from the list. And what we're going to literally do is that. And actually, you know what's even better? We'll just put that all the way at the top. Do not shoot owner. Yeah, that'll work. And we always check UID if available. We may not always have the UID available, but that's the only thing we're going to check right now. If it becomes a problem, I'll check usernames later. Usernames are pretty much outmoded though, because people can now change their usernames, and there's plugins that allow you to change your username whenever you want. So UUID is the only thing that's consistent. This should work though. This gives us our basics. Actually, we need if entity is instance of I projectile. Then we want to add projectiles. Projectile. What if I can do I missile? No, I can't. I was about to go all happy like I could do that. public static hash map string type check. So we're going to create a system to do this because I need to be able to check if it's a missile so you can shoot it down. So we'll create a public class down here. So public, actually this needs to go somewhere reusable. And this would be somewhere in the core because it's gonna have to go. MC, probably prefabs, entity, selector. Package, I guess. So we'll make a system called entity type check, and then we'll make another package called entity type check handle registry. And we'll put that in. We'll put this in here, and then we'll just make a register method for it. And what do we have recording time? Man, I gotta really work on getting these video times down. So inside entity type check, we're going to have to do some kind of public final string key. It'll be public entity type check string key. This key equals key. And then we'll go implements entity selector implements methods, because it will just recycle Minecraft code for YOLOs. And where's my registry right here? So we're going to go type check type checker dot put type check dot key to type check. And that'll work because then we could just register type check. So then we go into entity selector, and then we go for entity type check checker, and then it'll be entity type check registry dot type checkers, and we want to get values. So I'm going to go if checker dot is applicable entity, then keys dot add checker dot key. And theoretically, we can do this entire thing that way, so we can put all the mobs in here. So that's actually very useful. So we're going to actually start doing that. So we're going to go entity type check mob, because we could run into a situation. I didn't want to make a package, but so we'll make a package checkers. That way we're not flooding this. So we want to go new type entity type check mob. It extends entity type check. We'll implement our constructor. And then what we need to do is actually make this abstract. Make this abstract. That way we can force behavioral logic. And we want to return if entity is an instance of iMob, and we'll add more types down here. So say we hit a mod that has a monster in it but does not use the iMob tag, but we want to perceive it as a monster no matter what. We can add its type in here. So that actually gets rid of needing this. We do need to register that though, so register. There we go. And this is actually static, I believe. weird. You can run method calls outside of this. That is weird. That's Java for you. Lets you do some really strange things. Projectile is technically the one we want to implement because there's different things that will be projectiles that may not be perceived as projectiles. Missiles by default actually are projectiles, so I don't think I have to worry about it. And let me make sure I spell this right. Yeah, I spelled it right. Okay. And what we're going to do, I'm going to come back up here real quick, and I'm going to force this to lowercase. Just to save myself some trouble. And that should handle all of our types. Now we just got to add a way to select them. And I'm forgetting something. Any selector, we don't need that. There's a system here we want to run. We want to run it on first tick. So public void first tick super.firstTick. No, first tick. I guess we don't have a first tick. I just realized that. So you want to go if I think that'll work. Need to remove this part and put it up here though. So this will be first tick. Didn't need to hit space twice, but indent. So what we want to do is we're going to go, okay, if target modes dot is empty, we want to initialize it. We want to basically fill it with all its information. So you want to go and add for string key Sentry data dot get default target types. I'm going to go target modes, put key, and we'll put the key to lowercase, just to be sure that all this is lowercase. We're actually going to handle this right here. So what we need to do is just make sure all of our default target types are lowercase. So equals default target types .I to lowercase. And we're going to do the same thing with our allowed targets because we want our key system to be enforceable to lowercase because it makes the system function better. I'm renaming this real quick just to so I don't have to recode that whole thing. Okay, then we want to do this real quick. Place all. There we go. And this will make sure these are both the lowercase. And you know what we'll also put on this? We'll make sure we trim all the variables too. So we'll go trim just in case somebody screwed up. We want to make the system as forgivable as possible. There we go. And that means we don't have to lowercase our key here because we'll know for sure it's lowercase. And then we want to do target mode dot hostile. So we want to make sure we're targeting hostile only. And that'll initialize our default. And hopefully first tick runs. So we're going to put a thing here to make sure that runs. And we should be good. What we need to do though is I need to go in here real quick. Make a new pack. Actually, I should have a pack. Yeah, there's a package right here. So just make a package for VE. So new entity target or entity. Oh, shoot, what did we literally call those? I'll figure it out in a second. Entity target check missile. Extends entity target entity type check. So implement constructor. Or actually, let's implement method then implement constructor. So this will be missile. And this will be if entity instance of I missile. And we'll implement another thing real quick. Actually, we'll do this. We'll make it check the other type real quick. Entity instance of I missile. We'll do both. That way it understands to target both of them. Because I believe the AMS system was not set up to do that in the first place. So if you were using classic missiles, the AMS system would not target them. So we got this set up, and then what we want to do is just go in here, and in our pre-init, somewhere, now we'll do this in our init method. We'll go entity type check registry dot register new entity type check missile. So that handles our missiles. So we can now target missiles, and then we want to code our AMS turret to only target missiles. And then we'll have to do players next, and that'll be another video because we're at 1:30 now. Gonna be a long day. I'm probably gonna do another couple of these videos. Actually, I don't know if I'll do more videos today. We'll figure that out as we go. We want this real quick. Content, AMS, Sentry. And this would be in the Sentry data. So we would have, we have to implement both arrays. So I need to go get the variables. So it'd be default Sentry types, or default target types. This is a box for array. And then we just actually need to pass in primitive. I put a semicolon instead of a colon there. So we want a missile only. And then we'll go with allowed, which will be the next array. And we'll actually put more types in here technically because I need to add support for planes. Actually, no, this is AMS turret. AMS turret stands for anti-missile system. So why did I? Yeah, I put that in the wrong spot. Control Z. This is where I'm like starting to become sleep deprived and not paying attention. So this will be targeting missiles only, and it should work. Should it read in here? We got a couple bits of code we got to test, so we'll run a debug, and I'm going to sync some code while I'm at it. So let's check the API first. No changes API. Check Volts engine. We just added some code there, so we should have changes. I hate you, Sorcery. I hate you so much. There we go. Added converter for string arrays from JSON. Added handling to rebuild multi-block structures. Okay. Must be the prefabs. Yeah, those prefabs. I had a way to check. That's basically what we added in your type indirectly. Added missile type check. We didn't touch his mod, and we didn't do anything to the coding lib. Although we need to update Volt's Engine's coding lib version, which we'll go ahead and do real quick while we wait for Minecraft to launch. So Volt's Engine, oh no, we were in the wrong thing. We need Volt's Engine build. That'll get me close enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, I can go get the perfect number. Give me a second. Let's not be lazy. Okay, build 47. Okay. Updated versions. Come on, whatever. Source tree's being stupid. Why it's trying to figure out what it's doing. We just loaded the wrong world. Curious thing is, did I have an AMS turret in this world? Oh, I was hoping so much I had one in here, because then we could test to see if the AMS turret converted properly. Oh well. So what we're testing is our ID check, I guess. So that'll be this tab. And then our AMS turret is one of these. Yeah, this one. One of the only ones that actually has a name properly in it. So we got this. This should shoot missiles. We just have to give it ammo. So it's loaded, and if we fire this guy, do we have a launcher over there, but let's grab our controller. I haven't implemented this button yet, so that won't work. I need to do that here later. Maybe do that in the next video. I don't know. We'll see what we're going to do. I didn't check what missile that was. I'm pretty sure it's a cake missile. Why aren't you firing? Well, your range may be too low. There's a reason why this isn't working. Or the type check isn't coming back properly. So what we want to do is entity target selector. That's doing our mob selector. Okay. What target keys do we contain? Sentry target mode is empty. Well, GG, I guess. Something failed. We'll do that. Okay, that ran. So we now know we know what target missiles. So we just gotta wait till that gets close enough and we'll see if it starts shooting. Where was that set the target at? Huh. That was probably set the target somewhere weird. That I wasn't paying attention. By the way, the cake missiles are fixed in case anybody didn't notice that already. That was a rounding error. I don't know if I mentioned that already. Okay, it didn't shoot again. What could be breaking this? We gotta up its range. That much I know. Because its range is going to be a problem. I don't remember what its original range was. Okay. I feel like I need to add like a block breaker mod because this is going to start getting packed around me while we're testing this. So it's not identifying the mode correctly. What we need to do is we need to check this. And we need to see if it IDs the missile whatsoever. Fire. It is identifying as a projectile. What else is it? What other keys did it notice? Okay, we got the ID properly, and we got entity missile in there. So it's got those. It's now got projectile in there. We didn't get missile. Why didn't we get missile? So why'd the missile check fail? You know what? It's because I'm using the wrong interface. I know why. So let's go into ICBM real quick, and we need mod VE. It's not iMissile, it's iEntity missile, or iMissile entity. There we go. It identified it. Now we're just getting down to a scenario, is it fast enough to shoot? It's not. It probably entered and exited its target range almost immediately. So we should see it come back in, and we should see it potentially shoot. And after this, we need to just test the friend or foe system. Then what I'm going to probably do is cut the video here in a bit, and we're going to... Oh! It was shooting at it. Okay, so it is working. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this video, and I'll start a new one.